When we hear the term ethical design, it can sound a little, well, a little boring, right? Like it's just a bunch of rules you have to follow. But what if I told you that your ethics aren't just a rule book? What if they're actually the most powerful tool you have for building a career that's not just successful, but one you can be incredibly proud of? That's what we're going to get into today.
So let me ask you something. Just take a second and think about it. What's the single most important tool in your arsenal as a designer? Is it that fancy new laptop, the latest version of your favorite software, maybe some super specific design methodology?
Well, here's the thing. It's none of that. It's not something you can buy or download. The most important tool you have is your compass. It's that internal guide, built from your own professional and ethical principles that points you in the right direction. It's what helps you navigate every single decision, from that first client call all the way to the final product. It's what makes your work good and meaningful and right.
So where does this compass come from? Well, it all starts with a really solid foundation, your own personal integrity. Because before you can design great things for other people, you have to operate from a place of strong character yourself.
I really love the word practice here. It's so important. Integrity isn't some award you get one time and then put on a shelf. It's something you do every single day. It's this active, consistent choice to be honest and hold yourself to a high standard, especially when things get tough or when no one else is looking. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, it's about being straight with people in your project updates. It's about being totally transparent when you hit a snag, instead of trying to sweep it under the rug. It also means you're committed to always getting better, always learning. And, this is a big one, it means respecting yourself enough to have a healthy work-life balance. Because let's face it, a burnt-out designer isn't good for anyone.
And a huge piece of integrity is accountability. Look, things are going to go wrong sometimes. It happens to everyone. The goal isn't to point fingers, it's to have a constructive way to deal with it. You just own the mistake, you let people know what the impact is going to be, you take real steps to fix it, and, this is the most important part, you learn from it so it doesn't happen again. That process right there, that's how you build rock-solid trust.
Okay, so once you have that solid foundation of personal integrity, you can start building outwards. Let's look at how that translates into our professional relationships, especially when it comes to managing projects and dealing with clients. This quote really just nails it, doesn't it? Trust is everything. It isn't something you're just given at the start of a project. You have to earn it, one small ethical decision at a time. It's basically the currency of a great design career.
And earning that trust means you have some core duties that are totally non-negotiable. You have to be a guardian of your client's confidential information. You've got to respect intellectual property. That means doing original work. You need to be upfront and honest about any potential conflicts of interest. And yes, part of being ethical is making sure you are paid fairly for the incredible value you bring to the table.
Now, this is where that compass of yours really gets put to the test. Because as a designer, you are constantly in the middle of this balancing act. On one hand, you have the client's vision, which is usually focused on business goals. On the other, you have the actual user's needs, which are all about usability and making their life easier. An ethical designer doesn't just blindly follow the client's orders. No, you act as an advocate for the user, guiding the project to a place where both the business and the people it serves can win.
And that brings us right to the heart of it all, the ultimate audience for everything we make: people. Our responsibility to the end user is probably the most critical direction on our entire compass.
This chart shows what that really means. Designing for people means designing for all people. It's about making sure everyone gets equal treatment. It's about actively pushing back against harmful stereotypes. And as you can see, a huge chunk of it is about accessibility, making absolutely sure that people with disabilities can use and enjoy your products just as much as anyone else. Just let that one sink in for a second. Exclusion is a design choice. If your product isn't accessible, if it only works for some people, that wasn't an accident. That was a choice, a consequence of the design decisions that were made along the way. So let's flip that idea on its head. Our real mission, our true north, should be to design with purpose, to create things that feel intuitive, that are accessible to literally everyone, and that serve a real, genuine purpose in their lives. All right, for our last section, let's zoom all the way out to the biggest picture possible. Because every single design decision we make doesn't just end with the product. It ripples out, it shapes our culture, our society, and even our planet. This is really about your legacy. You have to ask yourself, what is the societal impact of the things I'm putting out into the world? Am I looking for chances to use my skills to do some actual good? And am I making sustainable choices whenever I can to help protect our world for the people who come after us?
It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it? Every little thing, that tiny line you draw, that hex code you pick, that button you place, it all adds up. You are, quite literally, building the future, one design at a time.
So, at the end of the day, the compass is yours to hold. Your work is going to shape tomorrow, one way or another. The only question is, what direction are you going to choose?